Hello, Dick. How's it going?
Thiago.
Are you at Brazil?
I'm in Brazil. Yes, I'm in Rio.
Oh, that's great, man. I didn't knew it. If I knew, I would invite you to have this opportunity here together.
That would be possible. Yes, I'm in Barra da Tijuca in Rio. So.
Oh, that's amazing. We're at Juiz de Fora, around 160 kilometers from Rio. Voitto is an online business course company. We are focused on developing different kinds of skills. Leadership is one of the main points of this event, of this meeting. We're interested to talk about how is important to development leadership skills in face of bring results. It needs to be connected, and I think it's a great opportunity to have you here to make this connection with the Lean Six Sigma, which we know that's very famous methodology, which we know that brings results for companies all over the world, and how to use it being a leader, and how to connect these methodologies to bring more and more results. So thank you very much again. Time to the show. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Thiago, for the introduction. So today I will talk about the skills of a continuous improvement leader in this video. And we do this based on the Lean Six Sigma certification that we will launch with EXIN in this summer. I will come back to that at the end of my presentation. So let me first give me a short introduction of myself. My name is Dick Thiesens. I'm from the Netherlands, here to guest in Brazil. Actually giving this presentation from a hotel room in Brazil. I'm here this week for some meetings according to this launch. So I studied mechanical engineering in 88 till 94, and at a certain moment I started working for Texas Instruments in the Netherlands, but I was also very often in the location in the production plants in Mexico and Malaysia and some other countries. And there I learned what Lean and Six Sigma can do for quality management and solving problems. Now I got very enthusiastic about what was possible with these methods. And so I founded in 2008 a consultancy and training firm. And I was able to call myself a master black belt because I had 10 years of experience in Lean and Six Sigma. And in 2009, I founded the Lean Six Sigma Academy. Why? Because at that moment, Lean and Six Sigma were two different methods, and I fully believed in the combination of both. And that was not, applied that much. So I needed to do that to combine Lean and Six Sigma. So together with a couple of universities in France, in the Netherlands, and Austria, a couple of consultancy firms founded by the European Commission, we founded the Lean Six Sigma Academy with the objective to define the body of knowledge, the skill sets, and certification. So that was already about 15 years ago, and it is now all around the world available in English mainly. But we will launch this certification in Brazil, in Portuguese, after this summer in 22. So I also am an author of books on this topic, Climbing the Mountain, and the latest publication is from last year. So you can find me on LinkedIn, of course, so please send me a connection, I will accept. So the question of Thiago then was to talk about leadership in combination with Lean and Six Sigma. So this is not a lecture about the tools and the techniques, but more about what leadership should do in combination with quality management and problem solving. So I will talk first about, let's say, what we call in Lean and Six Sigma the true north, the objective and the strategy of an organization. So Tracy and Wiesma launched in 95 three different strategic values, competitive strategic values, and they are customer intimacy, product leadership, and operational excellence. And especially operational excellence can be supported by methods like Lean and Six Sigma. But I would like to state that it's very important to focus on all three of these, and not only one, not only on operational excellence. Because the best companies in the world focus on three. They have good products, they have good service to clients, their products can be customized, or they have good services, and they're very efficient in producing these products and services. Reasonable costs, good quality, and on-time delivery. So it's all three, it's very important. So as mentioned in Lean and Six Sigma, this is called what we call the direction of a company. It's like a true north. This will not change every couple of weeks or months. No, this will stay there for a couple of years, 3 to 5 years, or maybe even longer. But why do I visualize this with a sailing ship? Well, because the journey to this true north is not a straight line. You cannot go in a straight line with a sailing ship. So you need, once in a while, you need to get your direction clear again, and then put the direction again in the right way. And sometimes there's a big hurricane, or like Corona in the past 2 years, and you need to do a good, solid reaction on that to get on the right track again. So that's why in Lean Sigma very often this is visualized with a sailing ship heading through the true north. On the ship, which is the organization, you have a captain, which is the CEO or the leader of a company, and you have a crew. He cannot do this alone. You need the people in the organization, all of them, to help you heading in the direction of the true north. So it's about people and it's about process. We visualize this here within what we call, in the LSSA, we developed in the last 15 years, what we call the continuous improvement maturity model, which tells you what you need to focus on. First of all, you have the process, and we distinguish 5 different levels, which will not be in this video. I have a separate video on talking about more about that. But what we call in the process, it's called building blocks. And building blocks can be like a tool, like 5S or standard meetings or statistical analysis. Those are all building blocks. And depending on where you are, on your maturity of the organization, you need to define the right building blocks. So that's also part of the leadership, to define the focus, to define what building blocks you need to focus on. Because you cannot, let's say, implement all these building blocks in the same time. You need to do this in the right order. And within the continuous improvement maturity model, we focus on what that is. The other part is that the right behavior and discipline and roles and responsibilities should be in accordance with these building blocks. One example, if you want to implement standard meetings, the associated behavior is that people show up in time, they are prepared, and they're willing to cooperate, those kind of things. So for each of these building blocks, you can define certain behavior and responsibilities for people. So you need to develop them hand in hand. This is what we call policy development. Policy development is heading to the true north, and policy deployment is the journey to it. So we have a current situation of an organization. Let's say in 2022, we are right here. We can do an assessment on where we are and what building blocks are missing or needs to be developed further. And then you can make a plan. This is in Lean Sigma what we use, Hoshinkandri, for instance. There are other techniques as well, but Hoshinkandri is applied a lot within Lean Sigma companies. And it's a plan for, let's say, 1 year to define which building blocks need to be developed and what behavior needs to be developed as well, so that we are heading in the direction of the true north. So let's talk a little bit about this leadership. In the past 100 years, many people have contributed to continuous improvement. So if we, on the bottom, you see some of the main items that were there in the United States. And on the upper part, you see what was there in Japan. So in Japan, for instance, Deming and Ono and Shingo from Toyota and Imai are one of the most important persons. And of course, I cannot put all the people that contributed here on this one slide. But what you can also see that it goes back for more than 100 years. And everything which was developed in those 100 years is still valid. Maybe it's not the same as it was 100 years ago because things develop as well. You see now, of course, with Industry 4.0 that new techniques and new management styles also are added to this slide with new people, new techniques. So it evolves during the years. But that doesn't mean that what was developed 100 years ago is not valid anymore. So flow, for instance, Ford was implementing the belt in 1912. It's still valid. Statistical analysis in Six Sigma to solve problems is still valid. But also the behavioral things and the coaching styles are still important. And I would like, on top of these people which are here, two more to talk a little bit more about the difference between leadership and management. So, for instance, Peter Drucker, he mentioned management is doing the right things, but leadership is doing the right things, and management is doing the things right. So, and the same was defined by Covey. So, management is efficiently in climbing the ladder of success, and leadership determines whether the ladder is leaning against the right wall. So there is a difference between leadership and management. And within Lean Six Sigma, and what we also discuss a little bit more within the scheme and the trainings that were developed according to the body of knowledge of the LSSA, we defined 3 different roles which are very important in continuous improvement. First of it is the leader. And we distinguish different styles of this leader and objectives. So first of all, he is inspiring people and motivating people. And he's helping people to get in the right direction. So he's a leader. He's encouraging. And its objectives are more strategic. It's about the true north, the direction, and about the culture of the organization. So the manager, on the other hand, is what we call in Lean Sigma very often the champion. He's the owner of the problem. He's the owner of a problem-solving project, a Six Sigma project or a Lean project. His style is more like planning, implementing, controlling, and also coaching, for instance. But his objectives are more tactical than strategic, more focusing on behavior, and especially on efficiency and effectiveness. So production managers are there for results, budget, quality, output, those kind of things. And there's one extra role. It's not only about leadership and management. You see a lot about those different roles, those 2 different roles. But there's one more I would like to highlight here. And that's the coach. So we call in Lean Six Sigma very often the master black belt. And in Japan, where it's more about lean, let's say it's about the sensei. And his style is encouraging, inspiring, and empowering people, teaching and asking the right questions. So it's about developing the people that are working in the organization, not about telling them what to do, but they should learn by themselves by asking the right questions to them. What is the next step to take and what are the right answers? So his objectives are more learning and developing, strengthen people, self-respect and self-steering. Very important role within continuous improvement. So as I mentioned in the beginning, we will launch the Lean and Six Sigma scheme in Portuguese in Brazil after summer. 3 different roles. It's the yellow belt, the green belt, and the black belt. And it is both a combination of Lean and Six Sigma. So not only Six Sigma. There's an estimated number of training days, but that might differ from the ATO, from the accredited training organization that you work with. But it's more or less 2 days for the yellow belt, 8 days for a green belt, and 16 days for a black belt training. And especially this black belt involves a lot of stuff as well on the topics I just addressed in this presentation. So it's not only about statistics, it's not only about lean tools, it's also about project management and coaching people. So especially the coaching role of the sensei and the master black belts is addressed also in this black belt training. So there's a theoretical certification, which you can, it's multiple choice you can take after the following the training. But on top of that, even more important maybe, is about putting this into practice. 1 or 2 practical projects to, let's say, to earn the money back from the investment of training, and also to show them that you're really able to apply the tools that you learned during the training. Very important. So if you want more information, you can reach out to Thiago or other ATOs that deploy this scheme after summer. So Thiago, that's for me. Thank you.
We collected 3 questions for our students, which I'd like to show you right now, right, Dick? So
Yes.
the first one is from Karine Cabral. What skills would continuous improvement leaders need to develop in their near future?
Yeah, if this is about a leader, it's about probably in this case for a leader of a company to define the right direction. But for a coach, it's more about helping people and asking the right questions. So the different kind of leaders, I guess. It's not only about knowing and learning the tools, how to apply them, but also how you can, let's say, motivate the people and get the best out of all these people in the organization to help in the continuous improvement process.
Yeah, I think it's like a thing that needs to be analyzed each by each, all right, something like this, and try to understand the particular needs, all right. So the second question, Letícia Carvalhal. I'm looking to become a leader, a lean leader in continuous improvement. What tips would you have for this, for those who want to reach these new heights?
If I interpreted lean leader and continuous improvement, this might become also a leader in improvement projects, if I'm right, like for instance, a green belt or a black belt. If this is about a lean leader in an entire organization, you first need to work as a green belt and a black belt and get some experience in a couple of years, and then you can develop, like a lean leader of a master black belt or a sensei to coach others in continuous improvement. But I would like to state that, for instance, a green belt level is a very good level to start with. It's more like general knowledge for almost everybody in the organization that works in continuous improvement. So yellow belt for those is not enough. For maybe a team member, yellow belt is enough. A project leader should be a green belt at least, doing a couple projects, then continue to do a black belt, and then you continue to more like a coaching style and become a master black belt.
Yeah, step by step, all right?
Step by step, for sure. You need to get experience. Yes.
There is no jump on it at this time.
Yes.
Let's go to our last question, Mariana Antunes. Do you believe there are any specific skills that can help leaders in continuous improvement to deal with this motivation or lack of understanding of purpose at work?
Lack of understanding. Let me focus on that one first. If people do not know what can I interpret this right? I think that the people do not know what they need to do. The purpose at work. Well, I'm not sure if Lean Six Sigma can solve that people have purpose in their work, because it starts first with purpose in their work, and then you can do your work better. If you take a look at Lean Six Sigma continuous improvement in general, it's a very interesting topic, because you can solve problems that others are not able to do so. So for that, I think that Lean Six Sigma is a very interesting field. But Lean Six Sigma as a method itself is not about bringing purpose. It's about, it does contribute in understanding the purpose of the organization. You saw it in my maturity model that I was showing in the beginning of this video, that the purpose is connected to the true north of the organization, and people should understand what direction is, and they should also know what their contribution is in reaching this, going to this true north. That might contribute to the purpose, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dick. Thank you very much again for this how can I say, empathy, for this kindness, for being with us at this journey. I'm sure that people enjoy so much your speech, and it's a great opportunity to show to Brazilian students this news about EXIN, about Lean Six Sigma Academy, which are receiving very well this news about it, because we expect a lot of more credibility, or a lot of more responsibility with great practice, and that's really good for us. We're happy to do it, and I hope suddenly you will be able to offer or to adapt everything we need to put our training and development programs in accord of Lean Six Sigma Academy too. So thank you very much for being with us.
I will find it very interesting to be here in your summit, Thiago. Thanks for inviting me, and thanks for being here in Brazil. I will be back in October. I'm looking forward to it now already. So hope to meet you there.